age, maybe a year older. "Hi," I said shyly, rubbing at the sequins on my t-shirt so the picture changed from a unicorn to an ice cream. I felt underdressed. "This is Gracie," said my mum, who isn't good at noticing how people are feeling. "I'm Marion. Where's your early 20th century biography section?" Y waved the toothpick at the smaller room behind the one we were in, and my mum rushed off, eyes gleaming. We were left alone. "Hi," I said again. Hi," said Y, obviously bored of me. My stomach clenched. "I can do 3 backflips in a row," I said, "because I can." "Nice," said Y. "I tried to climb over a roof in the dark." "Did you do it?" I asked. "Mostly," said Y, pointing to their missing tooth with a shrug. "Hey, do you want to kidnap a cat?" It turned out the cat belonged to the shop across the road. "And also to us," said Y angrily. "We share him, but Mr. Novak's locked him in the back room and he won't let him out. I've been trying to get him all week. That's why I climbed the roof to get in through the top window, but it hasn't worked." They stood guard while I wriggled through the tiny window at the back of the other store. I'm a gymnast, I'm quite good at it. Where I found an enormous black and white cat asleep on a chair. I shoved him through the window into Y's arms as he hissed furiously, and then I climbed out after him. I think I left some sequins on the windowsill. "This is Kane," said Y happily, rubbing their cheek against the cat's face. "Brilliant. All I needed was a partner in crime. Hey, you're not going home, are you?" I blushed. "I'm here for a week," I said. "On holiday." "To here," said Y sceptically. I said, "I know," and we both grinned at each other. "It's not so bad," said Y, "if you like books." "I do actually like books," I admitted. And that's how Y and I became friends. And then there was a murder. When I got a call from the Mystery and Mayhem shop telephone on our 3rd day in Stow-on-the-Grove, Y's still not allowed a mobile of their own, I was expecting Y to tell me to come over for tea. But instead they yelled, "Gracie, there's been a murder!" and hung up the phone. I thought it was a game. I said, "Mum, Dad, I'm going to see Y. I'll be back in half an hour." Mum was reading a book called Crime and Its Detection that smelled of mould and didn't look up. Dad was cooking in the kitchen. "Are they all right?" he called out to me. "Fine," I said. "See you soon." Then I put on my flip-flops and grabbed my phone and went running down the street. When I got to Mystery and Mayhem, I still thought it was a game. There was white and blue police tape across the front door and someone in a police uniform walking about inside. Y was waiting for me at the front door. They had on a grey trench coat that was too big for them and too hot for the day, and they were chewing on their toothpick. "Hey, Y, I didn't know there was a murder mystery on today," I said. "There isn't," said Y. "There's been an actual murder, like I said." "Oh," I said, feeling stupid. "Really?" "Really," said Y. "Someone's actually dead." "Well, what are we going to do about it?" I asked. "We're going to detect it, of course," said Y with a shrug. "First, let me tell you what happened." But before I get into that, I need to tell you some more things about the bookshop. The first thing to say is that Y's mum runs it. She's renting the shop from Mr. Novak across the road, whose bookshop is much bigger and nicer and not as full of dusty mannequins and fake knives and paintings of ghosts. He's really mean about Mystery and Mayhem because he'd rather the space was filled with a normal store that sold normal books to normal customers, which means people who aren't like my mum. Mrs. Y, her name's Petronella, doesn't care at all about being normal or about paying the rent on time, but her assistant Sadie is always trying to keep Mr. Novak happy and keep customers coming into the shop.